Class of 2013. I can't tell you how much of a tremendous honor it is for me to be standing here to say congratulations on this huge day. And it is, in fact, a huge day, but I do want to briefly remind us of the fact that it's not just the case for you, but all those faces behind you, your parents, your friends, and my fellow teachers, who fought harder than you probably realize to help get you here. And speaking from experience, I promise you that many a long night were spent worrying about you and the decisions you were making. Make sure you honor them today, because there were times when we weren't sure this was ever going to happen for some of us. But however, I look out right now at a room filled with success. And I am happy to say that I have been blessed to have been with you through lots of these big days. I've gotten to see you on all those smiles, on those great days, those first kisses and intellectual breakthroughs, your scholarships won and your acceptances earned. The happiest times in my life have truly been when I've been blessed with the opportunity to see you realize that all those great things in life are within reach. But I've also been with you through the hard times, the tears and the bad days as well, hearts broken, families and friends lost, and our goodbyes. And it's amazed me how much the ups and downs of your life have dictated my mood in the course of my life. And the moments we've shared together as a family, some of us since ECE, have come to define who we are. And for many of us, shape where we'll go. And we really are a family. The reality for me is that you are as much family to me as the blood that runs through the veins of my sister and my parents. And it's unusual to admit that, but the fact is, I've spent the majority of my life the past 4 years with you. Your thoughts, concerns, victories, and fears have become intimately fused with my own. And many of you have been intertwined with my life since you were freshmen, back when Alondra tried to hike a snow-covered mountain in slippers. I had no idea what you were thinking, but as you grew, my love and respect grew along with you. And I learned about you too. I learned that Martin is never wrong, even when he's very wrong. I learned that Monty does in fact know how to smile, and I now know that Portugal and Dion, as mean as they play to be, are some of the biggest softies I've ever met. Dominic can rap, Rigo can sing. Oop, nope, Rigo can drop it. Maria can sing. And the list goes on as the ever-growing catalog of each of their prolific talents rolls through my mind even now. And somewhere along the way we came together, and to me anyway, because I have no family of my own, became sons and daughters and nieces and nephews to me. And for those of you who felt the same bond growing, I suppose that made me some kind of weird uncle. But I wish I could stand here and accurately depict what it was like to share the past years with you, the smiles and tears and everything in between, but I can't. And rather than shortchange the power of those moments, I'll trust that the significance of it all lies somewhere inside each of you. And instead, let me tell you what I've learned from you. I've been taught through countless examples that we must do whatever it takes from our lives and the lives of the people important to us and make them better. There's an old saying back, it was famous in medieval France, and it was written on their barns and all that stuff, and it said, "What good is a man that does not make the world better?" Now, intentional or not, I've seen many of you after school, after practice, working into the wee hours of the night, cleaning businesses, working fast food counters, shoveling snow to help your family pay those bills. I've seen you help raise your brothers and sisters, your cousins and neighbors, all while still getting your homework done. And despite all that, after working full shifts overnight, you still came to school ready to learn, ready to write those ECRs and debate foreign policy. And if I were to ever ask you how you do it, you just shrug and laugh at me. And you say, "It's what's got to be done, mister." And to that, I can't help but be blown away. The immense strength and responsibility it takes to fight with that much heart is superhuman. And I was speaking to Cisco about this very thing a while back, and I said, I do it so that my sons and daughters won't have to. And that's true, isn't it? In many ways, you are the civil rights heroes of our present. You are the James Merediths of our time. You are freedom fighters. And I told you years ago it was people just like you changing the world, and now it's your turn to take on this responsibility. Now, like it or not, in the end, it's not your name that's just on this diploma. It's the future diplomas and the future diplomas of your colleges and universities that you learn. It's the name and faces of every future graduate, every child from Swanson, Globeville, Elyria, Park Hill, and so on that will be walking with you today. And as the fourth graduating class from Bruce Randolph, you have helped build a legacy of success for a group of people that have time and again been told no or that it is impossible. And with that, I am so proud of you. And as cliche as all this may sound, it is absolutely true. And just think, if you weren't where you are now, with all the skills you now possess, you could have been another generation of inner city kids that can't read, write, or do mathematics, another group of inner city kids with no intention or even an idea how to go to college. Another sad statistic in a forgotten part of town. Yet today here you stand, sit. The light in the long line of dark stories and depressing trends. Let that soak in. Because friends, your work is not done yet. Now, I don't know much, and my experience leads to sophomore advice at best, but through what life I have lived, I have managed to pick up a few things along the way. And I've enjoyed sharing my stories with you over the years, and I thank you for truly being my greatest story today. But there are a few things with which I want to leave you, and first, no matter what you've been over the years, you are not stuck being a slacker or someone that doesn't go after what they want. It is okay and frankly necessary that you wake up and accept the gifts inside you and live to your potential, because tomorrow, as they say, is always a new day. And it is always within your power to shed the parts of you that you don't want anymore. And on the flip side, because you've done well over the past few years in school does not guarantee you anything in the future. You must keep moving forward and continue to fight for the future you deserve. I can't tell you how many times I've spoken to people at shelters and other venues that house the down and out, and I've heard them say, I was smart once. I was great once. But the gutters, as they say, are the stories of failed potential and lost gifts. Don't let your present success lead you to a path of tragic complacency. Don't quit now just because you're off to a great start. As my grandmother would tell me every summer as I mowed his lawn in the hot Missouri sun, kid, you can rest when you're dead. And lastly, though, it may seem impossible to some of you now, but all these goodbyes and changes are a good thing. And it's through damp eyelids that I share the sadness and fear of this moment with you too. And like today, some changes we are lucky to see coming. Others come out of nowhere and hit like a freight train. And your reality is hard, scary perhaps. And goodbyes are often hard. And I've lost best friends, family, and even students of mine. And I can't stand here and tell you that dealing with that is easy, or that the pain will go away soon. I can say that each time I grow stronger than I ever was before, it often takes catastrophic change for us to shake us from our comfortable homeostasis and force us to move forward. Now, this graduation is no such catastrophic event. However, I promise you that the day will come when the world will bring you some pain. And it is an inevitability that hard times will fall upon you, but our adaptiveness is truly amazing, and no matter how stable particular portions of our lives may seem, nothing remains forever. And to accept this truth is one of the most difficult parts of growing up. And truth be told, we all never really accept this lesson immediately. You are now at the edge of a great pool, ready to dive in. And some of you may stand at the edge for some time, waiting for the courage to dive in. And remember, all you need is 30 seconds. And some of you will take on the unknown at full speed, sprint, diving in head first. And either way, I have complete faith in you. However, that means very little if you do not have faith in you. Trust in your gifts, my friends, because they are there, and they are so immense in power and scope. But believe it or not, no matter how big and menacing and overwhelming your obstacles may seem, they are nothing to the power I've seen in your hearts, in your eyes, and your minds, in each and every one of you. Be great, class of 2013, my students, my family. I love you now and forever.